Somewhere along the way, journaling got turned into a tool for self improvement. Write your goals, track your habits, become a better version of yourself. And none of that is wrong. But it's incomplete because it quietly introduces a pressure that you are something to be constantly improved. Even in your most private space, even on a blank page that was supposed to be yours. You sit down to write, and without realizing it, you start editing yourself. You try to sound more put together, more reflective, more healed, as if someone is reading over your shoulder, but no one is. And yet, the pressure remains. This doesn't just come from journaling, it comes from the larger culture around it. The idea that every part of your life should be moving towards progress. Social media amplifies this. You see routines, morning pages, perfect notebooks. Everything looks intentional, curated, meaningful. And slowly, journaling stops feeling like a place to be honest. It starts feeling like something you have to do correctly. This is where something important gets lost. Because writing at its core was never meant to be performance, it was meant to be contact with what's actually happening inside you. Not what should be happening, not what would look better if someone else read it, just what is there. There's a line from Michael de Montaigne, one of the earliest personal essayists. I am myself, the matter of my book. He wasn't writing to improve himself publicly. He was writing to understand what it meant to be himself privately. And that distinction matters because when writing becomes another space for self-improvement, you lose something essential. You lose permission. Permission to be unclear, permission to contradict yourself, permission to not be progressing at all. And those are often the moments that need the page the most. Not the days when you feel aligned and motivated, but the days when you feel stuck, repetitive, unsure. If you only allow yourself to write when it feels meaningful, you miss the reality of your own experience, which is often not neat, not productive, not moving forward in a straight line. Writing without self-improvement pressure looks different. It might look like this. I feel like I should be doing better than this. And instead of correcting that thought, you stay with it. You don't turn it into a lesson, you don't try to resolve it immediately, you just let it exist. Because sometimes the most honest writing is not the most improved version of you, it's the most unedited one. There's also something quietly powerful about this approach. When you stop using journaling to fix yourself, you begin to see yourself more clearly, not as a project, but as a person in process. And that shift changes how you relate to your own thoughts. You become less critical, less rushed, less focused on outcomes, and more attentive to what's actually there. If you think about it, you don't need another space where you're trying to become better. You already have enough of that. What you need is a space where you can be honest without needing to improve it. And that's what writing can become if you let it. So maybe it's not about how can journaling make you better. Maybe it's more about what happens if you write without trying to improve anything at all. Tell me, when you sit down to write, do you feel like you're expressing yourself or trying to become a better version of yourself? Because the answer to that changes the entire experience. And sometimes the most meaningful relationship you build through writing is not with a better version of yourself, but with the one who is already here.